Well, joining us now is Behnam Ben Taleblu. He's a senior fellow at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. He's in D.C. You know, when Trump says that Iran wants to talk, how much of that is real interest from Tehran and how much is that strategic posturing under pressure?
Well, great to be with you, Natasha. Listen, I think Iran is talking. It's whispering sweet nothings about allegedly the stay of execution for over 800 Iranians. It is trying to continue to tempt the Trump administration as well as the West into some kind of diplomacy that denudes them of their leverage. And ultimately, what Tehran is trying to do here is trying to get past what you see very publicly in front of your screens, in front of your phones, on social media, and as well as in print media, which is the most biggest challenge from the street against the state in the 47-year history of the Islamic Republic. And by trying to feign to diplomacy, by draw a distraction, it's trying to hide the fact that this is the most violently suppressed protest movement in the 47-year history of the Islamic Republic. And given the short time span of these protests, in the past century of contemporary Iranian history. So this is the feign and the slight that the Iranians are trying to pull here. One wonders if the Trump administration will go for it because they really have talked about literally every option being on the table.
Realistically move forward while protests are ongoing, although they do seem to have quieted down in the face of this deadly crackdown that we have seen by the Islamic regime and the fact that U.S. is positioning military assets nearby.
Yeah, the U.S. does generate more leverage from being able to put more military assets in theater. The question for me as a strategist will be, well, leverage to what ends? To what end is the Trump administration looking to use this increased military leverage towards? Is it potentially towards some kind of a larger agreement? Well, the question is then, if there's an agreement to be had, well, does that undermine the success or the efficacy of the president's June 2025 bombing mission, which he has routinely talked about? Conversely, if this is about standing with Iranian protesters, how does the president meaningfully use that leverage to level the playing field between the street and the state in Iran? And if this is about credibility and deterrence by punishment, how can the president do something in Iran, in the Persian Gulf, to actually be able to bolster his hand in the Western Hemisphere and with great power competition issues like China? So lots of options, but lots of challenges and lots of responsibility.
All right, we're going to be turning next right now to our guest, John Bolton. Well, U.S. President Donald